There are occasions that when issues pop up in our industry, you listen to radio commentary, TV commentary, and even sometimes online commentary posted by people, both observers and industry people alike, and they keep saying one thing. These things can only happen in Ghana. When you go to Nigeria, it is not like that. When you go to Nigeria, they operate differently. When you go to Nigeria, they don't do it like we do it here in Ghana. Yeah. When I see such commentaries, I laugh because I know as people, and especially as Africans, there are some things that you are likely to see happening in Nigeria. Same thing or same things you are likely to see happening in Ghana or anywhere in Africa. It is high. The probability is very high. Therefore, anytime I hear people speaking like that, I laugh. There are occasions that people have said, Ghanaian media people there, when you go for interviews, all they know is beef, 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 beef. Instead of them to ask proper questions, instead of them to do this and that, they will be talking about beef, 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 beef. It did not take long when Black Sheriff got to Nigeria and a Nigerian presenter on radio, City FM to be specific, had his time with Black Sheriff. In the process, we all know what happened. Pushing from all angles to make sure Black Sheriff will foul. Pushing from all angles to make sure Black Sheriff will speak evil against Shatawale. And I know that particular interaction or that particular encounter, if it had been a Black Sheriff with a Ghanaian presenter, like that presenter would be dead. If it had been that encounter, if it had been maybe any of our radio presenters here in Ghana who had that back-to-back with Black Sheriff in the studio, trust me, like hell will break loose. I'm sure like by now the person will still be trending. Attacks left, right, and center. Hey, that's what all you guys know. Always preaching for beef, always pushing for beef. I'm sure that would have been the conversation throughout. And I'm happy that sometimes when it happens like this and everybody is following, we know how it is. In recent times, we've been reading some reports from Nigeria, though sometimes a little conflicting, because there are days that they will tell you, oh, Netflix is moving out of the Nigerian market. Then another counter story would also come. Oh, it is not true. Netflix is not moving out of Nigeria. Yes, it has been up and down like that. Now, whether Netflix is moving out of Nigeria or not, one thing is clear. There is an underlying issue that I know. The industries in Nigeria, I'm sure at the moment, they are working on it. Whether Netflix has moved, they are planning to move, or they are moving, or they are not going anywhere at all. Some of these stories coming out, left, right, and center, obviously tells you and I that something is amiss. There is something wrong somewhere. Reason we are reading such stories. And I know one of the things that when you come to Ghana, our movie industry has been preaching about, or they have been pushing about for, is how to get that opportunity that Nigeria is enjoying with Netflix or from Netflix. I know they have been also pushing for this opportunity that, oh, when can we also have some of our producers being given millions of dollars or maybe millions of naira to produce movies for the Netflix market? I know it is the hope and the dream of many of our people here in Ghana. I know some people even run to Nigeria to get some connections from Ghana so they can also get some of these bites from Netflix. At least if they go there, small bites, the crumbles, I know it satisfies some of them very well. They wouldn't want to go to Nigeria before they would get that taste. I know they would want that, oh, it is right here in Ghana. But the issue is happening. Some of the troubles we face here, those troubles, they are same everywhere you go to. And I came across a piece online that I would want to read and share with you as well, so that you know that everywhere you go, the story is the same. Now, let's take our time to read this, and I'm sure you'll get to understand exactly what I'm talking about. Let's read. Now, this was shared by a page on Facebook called Oriental Times, and it is purported to have come from Nosa of Nollywood, and that is what it says, or this is how it reads. It is because of our own greed, Nollywood filmmaker Nosa of Hollywood reveals the real reason Netflix left Nigeria. Now, remember I've said, whether they've left, they are leaving, they are packing, or they've not gone at all, is still something in contention. So you might not pay attention to reason they left Nigeria for now, but we pay attention to what it is saying. We pay attention to the meat of the matter. It says, it is because of our own greed, Nollywood filmmaker Nosa of Nollywood reveals the real reason Netflix left Nigeria. Now she wrote, Netflix didn't leave Nigeria because of the economy, so let's not get it twisted. Netflix didn't leave Nigeria because of the economy, so let's not get it twisted. It left because of greed and dishonesty among us. We are often our own worst enemies. It left because of greed and dishonesty among us. We are often our own worst enemies. Here is the reality. Netflix would offer millions to a producer to make a film. But instead of using that money properly, the producer would pocket most of it and pay the crew next to nothing. Pay attention. Netflix would offer millions to a producer to make a film. But instead of using that money properly, the producer would pocket most of it and pay the crew next to nothing. If you have been in Ghana's music industry or entertainment industry for long, you know exactly what this person is talking about. Where event promoters go for big money and they don't pay artists as they've written on their proposals. Where filmmakers go for big money and instead of paying actors and production crew well, they don't. Where people go for big money to pay promoters, say media people, bloggers, and they don't give them such amounts. This has cost our industry in Ghana a great deal. Now let's continue reading. It continues. Eventually, Netflix realized what was happening and decided to cut out the middleman. The middlemen, most of our people from Ghana, they've been running to them oftentimes. Eventually, Netflix realized what was happening and decided to cut out the middleman. They said, we will pay the crew directly. Producer, just take this amount of money for the production itself and make us a great film. Listen again on. Netflix still wanted to deal with these people. They still wanted to have dealings with them. Like, let's work still because we want you guys to produce for us. And they said, no problem, do your thing. Whoever you are bringing to do filming, to do DOP, whatever, we are going to pay them. It is not your money, it is our money. We are going to pay them. Even with that, let's find out what happened, even with that. Now, let's continue reading. But the producer, still determined to get their cut, would secretly tell the crew, Netflix is paying you X amount, but here is the account number to send part of it back. Listen again. But the producer, still determined to get their cut, would secretly tell the crew, Netflix is paying you X amount, but here is the account number to send part of it back. You had to agree to send a certain amount back in order to be employed by the producer. Now listen to this. This money is not your money. Someone is paying someone to deliver an excellent job. You have taken yours in full. Why are you not happy? Why are you not enjoying yours? But the little that someone is going to get, you still want to take a part of it. Sad. Greed indeed. Now it says, And what could the crew do? Hunger day. So they had no choice but to comply. Yes, if you're hungry and they are saying, oh, we are paying you some 5 million naira, but what I'm paying you is 4 million naira. So when you take the money, you have to return 1 million naira to me. A hungry person would not hesitate to say yes to this. Meanwhile, it was not the truth. That was not the case. It was just total cheating. Let's continue reading. It wasn't just the crew who got taken advantage of. Actors were also exploited. The whole thing is a long, sad story. It is why even Amazon pulled out too. I don't know about that story. I don't know whether Amazon has also pulled out from Nigeria. But then the writer, Nosa, is saying that this is not happening only to crew members. Oh, crew members, they are small. They chop them for free. But even actors, the people who are supposed to be on screens to make the industry go round, they are also being exploited. They do the same thing to them. So now it is hard to even get some people to come do the real job. Now it says, it is heartbreaking, but it is a harsh reality of how greed can destroy us, and it doesn't look like we care or are ready to change. Now, let's get this again. It is heartbreaking, but it is a harsh reality of how greed can destroy us, and it doesn't look like we care or are ready to change. I hope that wherever we are, we all choose to do better and be better. I hope that wherever we are, we all choose to do better and be better. We deserve so much more in Hollywood. And this is a piece. If you go online under the Oriental Times, so many reactions over this. 1.3k likes, 229 shares, and comments, uncountable comments. Many people think that, madam, you've hit the nail right on the head. This is the problem of our industry. Now, when I read such things and they are not from Ghana, I ask myself, are we same people speaking different languages? Are we same bodies? Same everything within us? Therefore, we only do things differently. It is the same thing happening here in our industry. Artists are being taken advantage of. Actors are being taken advantage of. Promoters are being taken advantage of. Bloggers, journalists are being taken advantage of. In fact, everybody, including even consumers, fans, they are taken advantage of. Yes, and I know someone asks, how can you say fans and consumers are also taken advantage of? Yes, because oftentimes what we promise to give them, be it at events, be it at premieres, at movies, whatever, sometimes even the products, the services that we tell them that pay this X amount of money. Like you go for an event, they tell you, VIP, pay 1,000 Ghana cedis. When you sit here, you'll be given this, you'll be given that, you'll be given that. You pay that amount of money, you go there, you are not given. You pay that amount of money, you go there, and the kind of comfort that you are supposed to even get, you don't get. Yes, they have also been taken advantage of. And this has been going on. Therefore, when I read the story, I looked at why they think there are issues happening around Amazon, issues happening around Netflix. I looked at the reason being greed and the fact that people always want to take advantage of others. I said, well, then maybe Netflix should be where they are. They should not rush back here now. Because when they come here, they will see a double dosage, if not triple dosage, of what the lady wrote in this piece. It is happening here too. It is happening. It is going on here too. Yeah. Many people have stories like this to share. I know you come to Ghana and some platforms like DSTV, MultiChoice, they also have some of these opportunities. Oh, let's call some people. Let's give them some money to produce content for us. Same story. Same story. Producers either being taken advantage of by middlemen, or the middlemen taking advantage, or the producers taking advantage of the crew and actors. Therefore, the content is not flowing. It is like that. Event promoters are doing it. artists sometimes are doing. Like, it is like that. Someone wants to kill someone for survival. Meanwhile, the industry is an ecosystem. We have to feed off one another in a positive way. We have to make sure that we are getting our energies from one another. And when we're able to do that, we grow together in the space. When we're able to do that, we all win together, we achieve together. But no, some people want to take it alone. I pray that the story in Nigeria about Netflix is not true. Because I know when it happens, the rippling effect will not only be in Nigeria. It will be coming to Ghana and maybe, possibly, other countries as well. Because there are some people who run to Nigeria to get their content on Netflix. I know there are some movie producers here in Ghana seeing their movies on Netflix. When you ask them, oh, their plugs in Nigeria. Oh, their contacts in Nigeria. So imagine it goes indeed or for real. What it means is that those here are also going to lose it. And that will be the sad reality that many would face. I hope that it doesn't get to that level. I hope that we all sit up so that those who are supposed to do things right, we add up to the checks so that they do things right. I hope that those who are supposed to get things done right, we add up to the checks so that they do them right. And with that, we will have a beautiful and a profitable industry. Everybody will eat. We will all be doing well. Nobody will take advantage of anybody. People who invest their money will get their money back. People who spend time, resources, energy will get everything that they put in back. It is my prayer. But can we ever achieve it? Only time will tell. Just let us allow time some time. Let's see if it will work. Someone will argue that, but this is a normal practice. When you go anywhere in the world, in industries, this is happening. But no, in the creative industry, especially in the advanced world, they operate differently. To them, what you are due, you get. That is why a DOP will still be living the life that he is learned. He will not be seen as someone who would beg a celebrity to survive. No. Whether Denzel Washington is going on set and there is that guy who is making that film, at least he is getting his worth. Not to Denzel Washington's level, but he's not getting his worth. So they all pull up looking good and ready to work. But what do we see in our industry? You go for some of these locations and sets and you see how the stars come, and these crew members, they'll always be looking for crumbs to eat from them. Sad reality. Because the one who is supposed to pay them, light man, boom man, whatever, the one who is supposed to take care of them, makeup artist, no, they won't. They take it and they sit on it, expecting them to still deliver expertly. It is a problem. Greed sometimes kills. Greed sometimes is one of the killer diseases in our industry in Africa. I hope this will make some meaning to you, and you, so that in our next approach, when we get such opportunities, whether within or without, you know how to handle it so we don't lose them. A word to the wise is enough. To Netflix and all these international bodies, when you come to Africa, open your eyes, do business with us, but always make sure that there are checks in every level that you are doing business with that person. Because when you think, oh, I've signed with them, everything is okay, they go out there to muddy the waters for you. So you'll be there expecting higher returns, but the higher returns will not come because the guy who is supposed to put in the bait so that there will be higher returns, they don't put in. They don't put in. And that is worrying. Let's all be our brother's keeper. Let's protect each other to keep the industries running. My name is Sammy Flex. I brought you good news. And this one, straight to Nigeria and a touch of Ghana's character in there. I'm sure we'll do this again when we meet again. I'm out of here. Salute.